Thank you, ladies, and I am so excited for this broadcast because we truly are making history with the first women's only broadcast. In their last matchup in November, Truman State dominated the Hounds 86-57, and I was actually announcing that game, and in that broadcast, they had to be on the lookout for Hannah Bellinger, as she just won the GLVC Player of the Week this past week because of their last games, and that's who they have to look out for again in this game. Back to you, ladies. Let's have a great broadcast. Looks like the Greyhounds will be heading into the new year with a 12-2 overall score, and the coaching staff could not be happier. Corsaro mentioned in the pregame how big of a deal this would be going into next year, and we will be hearing from him in just a couple of minutes on what he has to say. So if you want to hear that, stay tuned. Faster reactions is another demand by the coaching staff. As soon as the girls rebound, they have to sprint to the other side of the court and take the shot. As the incredible leader that Sadie Hill is, she does a wonderful job at motivating the girls, reassuring they're doing a good job. Exciting matchup tonight against the number one in the GLVC Conference, Missouri S&T. They average 88 points per game, which means the Hounds have to take them down defensively. Now to highlight Kendrick Choa, he's the number one in field goal percentage with 72% in the nation. Now let's tip off this exciting. This last media timeout, Coach Corsaro took the time to show his players that they need to strengthen their outside of the arc defense, and they've done exactly that and pushed Ohio Christian back as much as they can. The Trailblazers are keeping a very good effort despite being undersized, and we'll find out what the rest of the season looks like and his thoughts on Kendrick Choa since he's the talk of the town. What an exciting first half to this game. We are currently 41-35, and Grady would be so proud of the Greyhounds for running a lot during this game because he is a racing dog. During the timeout, Mark Mitchell told the girls to find a gap because there is one, and if there isn't one, he made Sadie Hill responsible for doing that to help out the other girls find a better shot selection. As the first half comes to an end, UND's defense has been on fire, not allowing Ohio Christian to get high in their scoring. But two things that have been very impressive for me to see here from the sidelines is how involved Coach Corsaro is with his players, always giving them the best strategies and supporting them when they get down on the floor. Coach Corsaro was not happy at all with how the Greyhounds are playing. As emotional as we know that he is, he kept yelling rebounds, rebounds, and rebounds. Coach Corsaro is always on his feet, off of the benches, looking a little frustrated at his players for not being as quick and as good as he wanted in the transitions. But Kendrick Choa is already paying his dues at the start of this game.
We're going to step
aside. Oh my gosh, ladies, what a tight game. If you're still with us during these 7 seconds, you do not want to miss. Going into tonight's game, I think we all expected a high-scoring game, but UND really surprised us all, being able to dominate the defense and put themselves in positions to succeed. With under 8 minutes left, Choa, Bingham, and Ija have been scoring leaders throughout the game. As we finish the first half of this very exciting game, and I bet it means a lot for Corsaro to be in the lead as we head into the locker room conversation. And I'm just wondering what that's going to look like to keep the momentum going for the second half. As lead scorers, we have Kendrick Choa and Bruno Williams for UND, and for Missouri, Okiki and Williams. And I'm also wondering what the head coach of Missouri S&T has to say to them so they can make a comeback heading into the second half. Corsaro just mentioned in their little team meeting to Julian Steinfeld, UND's tallest player, that he should focus on helping blocking the sides of the arc because that's where they're lacking. UND is leading this New Year's game, making all the fans happy. This game certainly brought a larger crowd to support the Hounds, and maybe that's the energy they need. That was the same energy to the women's game that the Miners fans actually brought. So we'll see how this game goes throughout the rest of the evening. Jesse Bingham is standing out as always, giving everyone a slam dunk. Just a couple moments ago, the UND bench went absolutely crazy. Corsaro is definitely happy about how the game is going and how the Greyhounds are reacting to every action. Well, guys, communication is key, and the name of the game for the Greyhounds tonight, they have been in sync and doing a great job at their weak points, such as rebounds, but both teams still need to do better in their shot selection. It is looking very positively for the Greyhounds. As you can see, 77-61. If they take this win tonight, they will move up to 13-2 overall and 5-2 in their conference. Correct, that's Elijah Hazelkamp, and he is the greatest player by far for Truman State, although in the November match against the Greyhounds in Missouri, he didn't play that well. He actually just scored 11 points, but we are expecting him to play well today, and I'm hoping the Greyhounds can take advantage of their height and athleticism to take a win again today. So in their last game in November, Quincy actually topped them in number of steals, which is what they're going to have to look out for today. And rebounds, which isn't necessarily their strengths, but they did a really good job, which is something Quincy can't match up to just yet. So I think in this game, they're going to have to focus on their rebounding and not let those steals happen. They are second best in GLVC in turnovers, so I'm guessing they're going to be great again. It's a high scoring, and Missouri S&T does have an advantage in size, but I don't think it'll change UND's strategy. But they do have a disadvantage of field goal percentage from outside the arc, so they'll have to do better in rebounding and try to get as many points as possible. Yeah, and so she's from Spain, actually a senior, which is pretty impressive. And I think that today they need to focus on blocks, and UND has been good at blocks, 2.9 averaging per game, and this is one of the best teams in the GLVC with blocks. So I think they're just going to have to block her as much as they can, maybe team up 3 girls at a time to block her, because I think she has some speed in her feet and she can just get those points in there for Quincy.
Alrighty.
So I'm going to start, defensively speaking, Michael Brown was really the leader in tackles, and because he was all over the place today, he had 14 total tackles, and I just think he played the role of the defense really well. I think he was inspiring his other teammates and really leading them on into that. Kevonte Houston, though, really sealed the deal with his pick 6 there at the end, and I think he made the crowd go wild for sure.
Coach Kendrick Choa has been the talk of the town, as he's the #1 ranked in field goals in the nation, which is a really big deal. How was his progressions from other seasons and his impact on the team?
Don't jinx it. We got to keep that going, all right? But he's playing awesome. Kendrick's always been one of the most talented players. I mean, look at him. He's built like a Greek god. But now we got him playing smarter, too. So he's always had the physical attributes. Now he's taking the mental components of his game to the next level, and that's why he's playing so well.
Looking ahead to the game this Saturday with Quincy, what are some improvements you can make?
Well, I just want to take care of the ball a little bit better, make better decisions on the offensive side. But I think if we just play hard, I think we're in every game.
So, Coach, in pregame, you mentioned how important it would be to finish an 11-2 this year. How does that motivate you for the rest of the season in 2023?
It was a great 2022. Guys should feel good about it. But, that just didn't happen. There was a lot of hard work, the way we went about our business. So we just need to keep doing what we're doing and know that as great as that is, it really doesn't matter. It's on to the next phase.
What was your strategy and mindset coming into this game against the top scoring team in the conference?
We had to defend. We held them 20 points on our average. I'm so proud of our defensive efforts.
I was at the November game when you guys went up to Truman State, and when you guys unfortunately lost. How was it different to play at home than in Missouri?
I mean, any road game is a tough game. You got to travel and things like that. Road games are tough. I think we played them real tough up at Truman for 30 minutes. We just didn't play a great fourth quarter up there.
It is New Year's, and we're going into 2023. What are some of your goals for the rest of the season?
Take it one game at a time and get better every single day.
I'm going to mention Idalise Ortiz. She was the leader of this game in points, and she actually had a percentage of 70%, which is really great. What made her play so well today?
I think she's just real confident in herself. Coaching staff were giving her confidence, telling her just play within yourself, play composed, and she just really played a real cerebral game.